Shalom to my brothers and sisters in the body of Yahushua HaMashyah and to the scattered Hebrew Israelites who are throughout the four corners of the earth. Today I bring you an exciting word with confirmation. I just recently finished doing this exercise because the word tells us that we have to prove all things. And before you think of this, you probably say, well, what's the point of us keeping records dealing with time events or dealing with the signs in heaven or dealing with the Most High calendar? Well, Yahushua HaMashyah told us to what? Watch and pray. And while we are watching and observing the signs of the times, we should keep a record because our records will be proof to whomever we are preaching to that we are in the season for Christ to return, such as the blood moons. If those, I'm sorry, my tongue getting twisted. If those sources did not record the times when the blood moon occurred, we would have never known there was 4 tetrad blood moons. Now, 4 tetrad blood moons mean there was a I'm sorry, I said incorrectly. There was 8 tetrad blood moons. Now, 8 tetrad blood moons mean there was a total of 4 blood moons. And these 4 blood moons occur like consistently in a row. And a great example of that is if you look at the year from 2014 to the year of 2015 AD, you will see a total of 4 blood moons. Now, when I look at those records, it also let me know that was the 8th time this happened. And those who understand the Most High number know that the number 8 means what? A new beginning. So we know that we are in the season for the kingdom of Jacob to come. We are in the season for Christ to come. We are in the season for redemption and for the gathering of the bride, the 144,000, and for a birth of a nation, which is called Israel, to occur in the earthly realm. We know we are in that season now because recently we just had a jubilee from the year of 2015 to 2016 in the 7th month of the Hebrew calendar. So the title of this word today will be, for those who only observe the 12-month cycle. The title of this word is, why is Passover in the winter season? Why is Passover in the winter season? And I really want you to think about this question because I went to timeanddate.com to get some projected dates to get an idea when would Passover fall for the year of 2017 to 2018 AD. So this is what I found out, my people. So let's review the information. Now, this information is based on for those who only observe 12 months. In other words, they disregard the 13th month. They do not add a 13th month to their calendar. So looking at this, their 12th month ended in the year of 2016 to 2017 in the month of January. Okay. I also like to say that you may want to pause the screen to write this information down because I'm not going to read everything word for word. I'm just going to go over the highlights to keep this video short. Okay. So their 12th month for the year of 2016 to 2017 shall end in January. Okay. Therefore, their first month of the year of 2017 to 2018 AD shall fall in February. Okay. So if we look at when the dark moon occur, we can get an idea when the first day of that month would be. And according to my calculations so far, I had it may fall around the 27th or come sometime after the 27th. Okay. So based on this date, the Passover will fall sometime around March the 13th. Okay. Now, if we look at that in Hebrew time, that'd be from March the 12th at sundown to March the 13th at sundown, okay? Also, when we look up the information of the equinox, it occurred on March the 20th. And this is for the year of 2017, okay? So March the 13th is before March the 20th. Therefore, their Passover for the year of 2017 to 2018 shall fall in the winter season. Okay? So after I discovered this, it led me to look at the next 2 years. So let's look at the year of 2018 AD. And again, my people, you can go to timeanddate.com and pull this information up for yourself. And the links that's on this note here will also be in the video description box. So for the year of 2018, the 12th month of 2017 to 2018 AD fell in January, okay? Therefore, their first month would be in February of 2018 to 2019, okay? So their Passover date will occur around March the 1st. Now in Hebrew time, that'd be from February the 28th to March the 1st. Now the equinox is on March the 20th. March the 1st is before March the 20th. So again, their Passover shall occur in the winter season. Now let us look at the year of 2019. Let's go there and compare. So in 2019, the 12th month for 2018 to 2019 fell in the month of January. So that first month shall begin in February for the year of 2019 to 2020 AD. Okay? Therefore, their Passover shall fall about on February the 19th, in Hebrew time, February the 18th to February the 19th. And the equinox is on March the 20th. Now, February the 19th is before March the 20th. Again, Passover is falling in the winter season. So we need to find out, why is this happening, my people? Why would this occur for them, for those who do not observe the 13th month? Which will lead to the next exercise that I was led to do. And that is to count backwards. I want to see, how did the year fall in the prior years with the Passover? So we should take a look at the year of 2015 to 2016, going to 2019 to 2010. That's a total of 8 years. We're going to look at that. Now, I just want to let you know, these numbers are projections based on the information I received from timeanddate.com. Is to give you an estimation on how I got these results. Okay. But now we're going to count backwards, because those who have kept records of the Most High calendar can look back and see what I'm saying. All you have to do is count back 12 months every time and see where your Passover will fall in what season. Okay. So for your records, you want to take this time now to pause your screen so you can have for comparison. Now, those who observe the 13 months, okay, our 13th month fell in the year of 2015 to 2016 AD, which is known as Adar the 2nd. And it started on March the 9th, 10th, to April the 7th, 8th of the year 2016. That's the first month. So that's for your record, so you can have to compare. But we're going to be really looking at those who observe the 12 months and not include the 13th month when counting backwards. So again, we're counting from 2015-2016 to 2019-2010. That's a total of 8 years. Okay. Now, for those who do not observe the 13th month, for their new year of 2016 to 2017 AD, started on March the 9th. That is that first month. Okay. So here are the dates. March the 9th, 10th to April the 7th, 8th. This is that first month. Now, I will mention this count because for those who follow this count for their holy days and for their calendar so you can understand where they're truly at. I'm just giving you some information. So if you want to compare their results to what you have for your calendar, this is what this is for, okay? This is not to argue or to debate with them, but the word said prove all things, so everything should match up, okay? This is used for comparison only. So IUIC used to follow this schedule, okay? They was in agreements that March the 9th-10th was the first day of their new year. But later on this year, it probably happened around, I think, September of 2016, they started now to follow the full moon and no longer, okay, let me read this again. IUIC used to follow this schedule until they followed the full moon and no longer the dark moon. Okay, so they stopped following the dark moon. All right. And this is for FYI for the year of 2016 in March. The dark moon was on March the 9th. Okay. So that first month should have been February the 22nd of 2016, which is a full moon day. But they may go by March the 23rd, 2016 as their first day of the year because that's also a full moon day. So they may not have what I have. So I'm giving you two possible dates or what they consider to be the first day of their new year for the year of 2016 to 2017. Okay. Now I also put this up. So again, this is for comparison only. I went to their website. Okay. So IUIC Passover for the year of 2017 shall fall on March the 26th. Okay. Then their full moon day fell on March the 12th. So that's how they got March the 26th for their Passover day. I'm also going to put the link for the moon phases in for Israel for the year of 2017 in the description box, so you can see how they got these dates. Okay, so you can take, so in your spare time, you can go back and count when their first month started for the year of 2016 to 2017. Okay, so you can do that in your spare time. I want to keep this video short. Okay, so take this time now to pause your screen so you can see a picture of their dates for 2016, 2017, and 2018. And I do want to mention this again. This picture is for reference and comparison only. However, I do not agree with their dates for YAHUWAH Holy Feast days. Okay, I'm sorry. I do not agree with their dates for YAHUWAH Holy Feast dates, for I follow the sun, the moon, and Mazzaroth calendar, which I'll explain further along in this video. But I will put the link of their website so you can have access to their dates as well. Okay. Now this brings us to the part of counting backwards. Okay. And this is for those who only observe the 12 months. So what I did, I counted backwards from 2015 to 2016. For that year, their first month fell in March. Okay. March 2015. So what I did, I counted backwards. I knew March of 2016 was their first month. Therefore, February of 2016 was their 12th month. Do you see how that works? So I counted backwards, okay? Let me finish reading the rest of this part. So the new moon was witnessed on March the 21st at sundown. The equinox was on March the 20th. So even though they had their first month in March, their Passover fell in the spring season. Okay. I'm sorry. I gave you our date. And when I mean our date, I gave you the date for the 13th month. All right. I'm so sorry. Okay. So let me get this right. Let me say this over again. For the year of 2015 through 2016, their first month was in March, okay? And the new moon was witnessed on March the 21st, okay? The 12-month observers and the 13th-month observers was in agreement. We were saying that was the first month of the year, so we agree with that, okay? So our Passover together for the 12th month and for the 13th month observers fell on April the 4th, 2015 on a blood moon day. So that was correct. We was both in agreements with that, and I do apologize, okay, for that error. So at the beginning of 2015 to 2016, the 12th month observers and the 13th month observers was in agreement because Passover fell on April the 4th, 2015 on a blood moon day. So we agreed to that. So, okay. So now we're going to start count backwards. So we agreed that March of 2015 was the first month. We agree. Okay. So we're going to count backwards. So we're going to say February and January of 2015. These are 2 months. Therefore, February will be the 12th month and January will be the 11th month, okay, for the year of 2014 to 2015, okay? Take this time to pause the screen and you can see what I'm saying. March of 2015 is the first month of the year of 2015 AD to 2016 AD. Therefore, February will be the 12th month of the year of 2014 AD to 2015 AD. Okay, so we're counting backwards. So in this calendar, I have 2 moons in this calendar. All right. Let's see here. So when we look at the year of 2014 to 2015, the first month falls in March. So let's count backwards. So we know in this calendar here, we got 2 moons. So we're going to count backwards. And because they don't go by the new moon crescent, we have to count the dark moon because we know the new moon crescent follow after the dark moon. So let's count the number of dark moons, okay? So we got 2 moons in the year of 2015 that we're including. So we're going to count backwards. 12, 11, this will be 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this is very important. Notice that March has 2 dark moons, so we have to go to the most current one. So this moon right here for March the 30th would be your first month for the year of 2014 to 2015, March the 30th, okay? This dark moon would be the 12th moon for the year of 2013 to 2014. Right now, we're going to focus on 2014 to 2015, so you can see how I got it. So these are projection of when the new moon crescent should be based on the dark moon, okay? So based on the dark moon of March the 30th, it would probably fall around March the 31st, or it could be April 1st or April the 2nd, okay? Now, we have to look at the equinox. The equinox was on March the 20th. Therefore, their Passover was in the spring season, okay? So for that year, they're still okay. Their Passover is in the spring season for the 12-month observers, okay? Which brings me to discuss this part now. So you can understand how am I able to figure out when the new moon crescent should appear. This is just an estimation based on the information on timeanddate.com. The new moon crescent can appear 1 to 2 days, which is about 24 hours to 48 hours, okay, from the time of the dark moon conjunction. And the dark moon conjunction is in this alignment, my people: Earth, moon, sun. So, for example, in Arad, Israel, the dark moon conjunction was on March the 20th at 11:36 a.m. That's very important to look at the time when this phase starts, my people. So the earliest time to see the new moon crescents is from 12.1 hours to 15 hours after the conjunction. So you would add 12 hours to this time. And we already know this is going to be at night around 11:36 p.m. And we know that we cannot see the new moon crescent during that time because it has to be witnessed at sundown. This is why you will only see the new moon crescent on March the 21st, and that should say March the 22nd, not January. I do apologize. Okay, so this is why we will only see the new moon crescent on March the 21st or March the 22nd, okay, for that year. That just giving you an example on how I'm able to get an estimated date for the new moon days, okay? Now let's look at the next year and see what happened. What happens in the year of 2013 to 2014? Now, looking at the same calendar here, you notice that we got 3 moons here in this calendar. So keep that in the back of your mind as I read this to you. So So in the year of 2013 to 2014, the first month falls in April. Okay, and that's because we count backwards. We had 3 moons from this calendar here. It starts here. It's 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 12. So this is why their first month in April. Okay, do you see what I'm showing to you, or how to count back so you can figure out when that first month fall in? So their first month fall in April of 2013. Okay, therefore, based on their dark moon date, I get the new moon to appear around April the 11th or April 12th because the dark moon date was on April the 10th. Okay, so their Passover shall fall in the springtime. So that year they're okay. Passover still in the springtime, okay? Because the March equinox was on March the 20th, okay? And April the 10th comes after March the 20th. So that year they was okay. Let's look at the next one. Now we're going to look at the year 2012 to 2013 AD. So in this photo, because we say April was that first month, okay? We count 3 moons left. So we can keep that in the back of our minds, okay? So in the year 2012 to 2013, their first month falls in April, okay? So when we count backwards, we got 3 moons here. Counting backwards. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So their first month for the year of 2012 falls in April. So looking at the dark moon day, which was April the 21st, their new moon crescent will fall on either April the 22nd, the 23rd, or the 24th. Okay, one of those days. All right. So looking at the date of the new moon crescent, it comes after the March 20th equinox. So again, their Passover is in the springtime. So that year they're okay. Okay. Now let's look at the next year from 2011 to 2012. Now in this calendar here, I count 3 moons. So let's look. 1, 2, 3. So let's keep that in the back of our mind, okay? So in the year of 2011 to 2012, their first month falls in May, okay? So let's see. We got 3 moons from that calendar. We're going to count backwards. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so as we can see that in the year of 2011 to 2012, that first month would fall in May. Now, I know what you're already thinking. We know the March equinox is on the 21st of 2011, okay? So we know May come after March. And we can see that Passover is still in the spring. But whenever you ever seen a Hebrew Israelite keeping Passover in the month of May? That's something to think about, okay? Let's look at the next year. We're going to look at the year of 2010 to 2011. So we can see here that May was their first month. So because May their first month, we got what? 4 moons here. 4 moons. So we keep that in the back of our mind. So looking at 2010 to the year of 2011, their first month shall fall in May again. Let's see why. Because this calendar, we got 4 moons left to add in. Let's count backwards. So we have 4 moons, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is why May is their first month. Again, when you look at the dates, their Passover will be still in spring, but when have you heard of us keeping Passover in May? Do you see how this is leading? Now we're going to look at the last year, okay? So because that first year was in May, we got 4 moons left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to keep that in the back of our mind, okay? So for the year of 2019 to 2010, their first month shall fall in May again for the year of 2009. So we counted 4 moons from that. So let's count from the bottom. That's 4 moons, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? But notice today it gets further and further along in the month of May. So the dark moon was on May the 24th. And the new moon crescent may be more likely seen on May the 25th or May the 26th. Okay? So we know that it's after the March equinox of March the 20th of 2009. So we know it's in spring season. But see how the dates, let me go back up. See how the dates are getting further along? The last year was like May the 14th. This year, in this year of 2009 to 2010, it's May the 25th. Do you see how the calendar is progressing further and further in the year? How it's starting later and later and later. Okay? So again, when have you ever heard of us keeping Passover in May? You haven't. Okay? Which brings us to this conclusion. And I do want to go back so you can take this time now to pause the screen to get this information. Okay? Now, the conclusion is that this cycle shall continue until Passover occurs in summertime. Again, have you ever heard us of keeping Passover in the summertime? All right? Now, this is notes for myself to mention to you. The reason why you see this happening is because by them not observing the 13th month, eventually their Passover will be out of season. Okay? And you can see it's going to push them further and further away from the spring equinox. Okay? And then FYI, Passover is called the Feast of Unleavened Bread because it starts on the bid 14th and ends on the bid 21st. And that's in Exodus chapter 12. And the new covenant will confirm what I'm saying. So if they continue to follow these, if they continue only to observe the 12 months, then their Passover is going to fall in winter, fall, and summer. Okay? This is why it's so important to observe the 13th month, because the 13th month follows this cycle. You have an extra moon in the 3rd year, in the 5th year, and in the 8th year, and this cycle starts all over again. It is the heaven's way of giving an extra moon, which is known as sevenfold course. So the moon will not be too far behind the sun. We shall keep Yahuwah three solemn feasts in its proper season. So what are the three solemn feasts? Even King Solomon confirmed this. Even Deuteronomy chapter 16 confirmed this. The three solemn feasts that should be kept in their seasons, their proper seasons, are Passover, which is known as Feast of Unleavened Bread, Pentecost, which is known as Feast of Weeks, and Feast of Tabernacles. So Passover will be in the spring, Pentecost will be in the summer. You have to read Leviticus chapter 23 for the formula, because it said 7 complete Sabbaths and 50 days. And any farmer can tell you wheat is only right in the summertime. Okay? And Feast of Tabernacles should fall in the fall season. Okay? So we're going to go back and look at those calendars, because I want to show you how the heavens do it. Because we have some good examples of extra moons. So to really see the extra moons, you can look at your full moon. See how you have an extra full moon in the same month of the heathen calendars, and also you will have extra dark moons. Okay, so this is one. Trying to see where we have another one in this one. Okay, it's not that one. I didn't see one in that. Now this is one. See how you have 2 dark moons? Okay. And in this one, I don't see one in this one. But you see the extra full moon. See here? So the heavens do give you the signs and the confirmation there is a 13th month. Okay. Again, if you look at, see if I see any extra ones. Okay. So take this time, to go back to timeanddate.com and look at their moon phases calendars and count the number of dark moons and count the number of full moons. And you'll see it'll give you an extra moon in the same month of the heathen's calendar. Okay. Again, this is why it's so important to keep records, because when you keep records, you will see these things. Now, for a further study, I would put in the video description box, because the King James 1611 Almanac, those who have a copy of the 1611 Bible, gives you a lot of hidden truths that they don't want you to know. And also that video has very important information to give you more understanding about the Most High calendar. Okay. And I also would put the video dealing with the 13th month confirmation, because again, you're going to see a lot of people having different results, different dates, because it depends where they started off with keeping the Most High calendar. Okay. For example, in the year of 2015 to 2016, the 12-month observers and the 13th month observers agreed that was the first of the year in March. We was on the same schedule, but when it came to the year of when it came to the end of that year, or whether to add a 13th month, they didn't agree to that. So for our 2015 to 2016, we had 13 months. For them, of 2015 to 2016, they only kept 12 months, and they kept going from that time. So starting from 2015 to 2016, you can compare to what we would have the 13th month observers to the 12-month observers. And you will see that what's going to happen in this year of 2017 all the way up to 2019, that Passover is going to be starting in the winter season and no longer in the spring season. Okay. Also, timeanddate.com has the listing of the equinox, and this is based on the sun circuit. This is based on Mazarah, the 12 signs, okay, as written in Genesis chapter 1, verse 14, and Job chapter 38, verse 32. For those who have the 1611 Bible, you will see that the word Mazarah mean the 12 signs, okay? So this link will also be in the video description box, because again, this is based off the solar year. Okay, this is not based off a side wheel. Those who are following side wheel will run into a 13th constellation. That is what the heathens are following. We follow the solar year, because it's based on the sun circuit, not on the earth rotation. Okay? Which brings us to this. Take this time now, my people, to keep a record. Now, I know there are some that do not follow the format I have for the Most High calendar. So I will put the link of this in the video description box. But here's a blank calendar form, and you can change these pagan days to like whatever you say is day 1, day 2, all the way to day 7. Okay, and I want you to plug in your holy days, the moon phases, such as half moon, full moon, half moon, and dark moon. Put that in. For those who follow the crescent, also put your first visible crescent, and the last visible moon crescent. Put all that information in. And then most important, put down when that day started on the heathen date, such as if you observe the moon on April the 5th at sundown, the date on the heathen date will fall from April the 5th to April the 6th, from sundown to sundown. And that's very important because your moon phase will have to fall on a certain day. For example, let me use this for example. Let me go to this chart so you can understand what I'm talking about. The dark moon day was on May the 24th in the year of 2009, okay? And it occurred at 3:10 p.m. This is very important to know why you should have the time of that moon phase, because it'll let you know in what day on the Most High calendar it falls on. So we know 3:10 p.m. is before sundown. Therefore, the dark moon phase of May 24th that you see here shall occur on May 23rd to May 24th, from sundown to sundown. That's what I mean. And you're going to see an example in the calendar format that I follow, okay? But, take this time now to pause the screen. That's for those who do not follow the Most High calendar that is based off of the sun, the moon, and Mazzaroth, okay? Because you need to start keeping records. Now, here's an example of the calendar format that I follow, and that is based off of Genesis 1:14, Ezekiel chapter 46, verse 1 through 8, and Ben Sirah chapter 43, verse 6 to 10. And again, it's based on the solar, lunar, and Mazzaroth. And Mazzaroth can, for those who have a 1611 Bible, you will see it in Job 38, verse 32, and it gives you the meaning, which means 12 signs, and the heathen today call it the zodiac. Okay, so this is the format I follow. The first day of my month is always on top, and the last day, if that last day is the 30th day, it's always on the bottom by itself. And then I have 4 lunar weeks. Okay, this is the format I follow. So at the end of these days, it's always going to end on 1, 8, 15, 22, and 29. So take this time now to pause the screen to observe my calendar format. It's so much easier, and you'll see why in a second. Because when you're studying about the moon phase, you learn that the moon tells you when your month beginning and end. That is the role of the moon. And it also tells you when your holy days are. Okay. Also, when I'm also observing the sun year, and what you see in yellow right here is dealing with the day when the sun entered the first constellation. Now, this is based on the year of 2016. Okay, this is looking at the year of 2016 to 2017. Okay, and for us, it fell on the 11th day of the first month. Also, I have the other listing for when the sun entered into the other constellations, such as this would be constellation number 2 and constellation number 3. Okay. As you can also see, I have the phases of the moon. First visible crescent, half moon, full moon, half moon, dark moon. And then this count, you can see I'll put my last waning crescent. That's very important because we know that the feast of Passover and the Feast of Tabernacles can only fall on a full moon day. And the full moon is either on your 14th day or on your 15th day. And then also on my calendar, I list a lot of other important things that occur throughout the year so I can keep a record. Okay. This is why it's so important to keep records. So you can make sure that whatever you're following is lining up with the Most High Word, because he meant what he said. Passover can't be out of season. You got to be in season. So Passover should be in the spring. Pentecost, known as Feast of Weeks, should be in the summer. And your Feast of Tabernacles should be in the fall season. Those are the 3 solemn feasts that he has commanded us to keep in their seasons. Okay? So this concludes our lesson. I'm sorry it took a little long. Also, I do want to mention that in my photo of the seasons, when they begin in Israel, I did not include the year of 2018 and 2019. So you can take this time now to pause your screen so you can see how I got this information. But what we basically learned is that those who do not observe the 13th month, what is going to happen to them is that their Passover day will be further away from the equinox. In other words, their Passover day will be further away from spring season, and it shall fall in the summer, fall, or winter. And that's evident of that when the year of 2017, 2018, and 2019 comes in. All right, my family, I love you all. Continue to preach that the gospel, that the kingdom of heaven is at hand, for we know this is the season for Christ to return. Make sure you have received salvation with your whole heart, as written in Romans chapter 10. And make sure you baptize the people in the name of Yahushua HaMashyah. For we must be born of water and of spirit. We must be born again, as written in John chapter 3. All right. Love you all, my family, and shalom.